Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Law Splaining the Interwebs. I'm your host, Nick Ricada of Ricada Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. And with me today is a very special guest. I have Kiwi Farms' Ken Jennings. How are you, sir?
Hey, everybody, how's it going?
Good, man. Good to have you back.
I am doing fine, and it's good to be back. It's been a while, I think.
Yeah, it's been a little bit with all this election stuff and new year, new you, new me, all of that. But now we are here to talk about this guy, this very special individual.
Look, you got me roped into this shit. I don't know what I did. All I did was offer this poor gentleman some psychological help, and now I'm being threatened with lawyers, and I think FBI or something was the most recent one. I don't remember.
Yeah. Oh, for everybody who's worried about the scroll bar, this is not. You're seeing a very small fraction of the scroll bar. I have not actually loaded the old messages, so it's not that many messages today. Okay. So there's that. But I did want to bring Ken on because I wanted to talk about this guy. I'm hoping you have some analysis of this gentleman. And then I figured we could go through the messages I received yesterday after the show.
But this is a fun gentleman for sure, because I was trying to re-listen to the first show earlier before this show, and then I think I fell asleep like halfway through the show last night, but I remember a good chunk of it, and him being in chat was its own fucking adventure. Yeah, that was great.
I wasn't even able to follow it. But I saw bits and pieces, like he's suing the entire chat under RICO actions, which is great. I'm glad to be of service and to get you all roped into a RICO lawsuit. I bet you didn't know you were, you knew you were racketeers, but you never knew that you were involved in actual organized crime. I'm happy to bring that news to you. So there's that. But yeah, I saw you just said, "Hey, man, you need to get some help," and then that was enough.
Apparently, I didn't think I said anything offensive.
I also solved one minor mystery. He kept talking about Hannah, right?
Okay.
He said Hannah a couple times. I'm like, who the hell is Hannah? Apparently, there is a Hannah Ricada something. So she must have been like a Hannah Ricada who married. I've never met this person. I don't know who she is. So that'll be...
Stop the lies. We know you're not telling the truth.
No.
It's clearly obvious in your voice.
Yeah, I literally don't know anyone named Hannah. I do not have that many like direct female relatives. And I know all of their names. Now, there probably is a Hannah Ricada who's a distant relation of some sort, because there's a bunch of Ricadas in Bremont, Texas, and there's some Ricadas up in Detroit. And I've met very few of them. They're not closely related to me at all. There's some extended relation. But I did go to the Polish Pickle Run in Bremont, Texas, I think in 2019 or 2018. And that's where there's a bunch of Ricadas. And I got to judge a barbecue competition, so that was cool. But other than that, I have no idea. I don't know if Hannah lives there. I don't know if I met her. I have no idea. But
maybe you married her and just don't know.
No, I'm aware of my wife's name, and he does seem to have figured out who that is. So unfortunately, Lady Rackets' name is fully doxed now. Not that it wasn't, but it is.
Yeah.
That's
let's see.
That's what we have.
I'm trying to pull up my YouTube studio so I can, or my channel, and grab the comment off my sole video. Apparently, telling him he needs help is very offensive and harassment in one literal sentence.
Yeah, I can pull it up for the...
Oh, okay, yeah, I sent you the screenshot. I forgot.
Yeah, let me grab it real quick. Hold on.
He did send a second one. earlier.
Okay, so let me. Whoops, not what I want. Oh my gosh. You'd think I'd learn how to run an internet browser at some point. Good Lord. Guys, I am so out of sorts today. I'm terrible at this. Here we go. So here is his comment. So here's a reply to your video. It said the man who's been harassing me in a chat. Fortunately, there are medical boards to rein in people like him. And then Aggrolith says his name is Matt Jarbo. He lives in Olympia, Washington. Good luck. And then you respond that doxing is not permitted on this channel, which is true. No doxing allowed. If you post anything more specific than that, I will have to ban you. So it's really a shame that that your name came out there. And then he said doxing is the least of your problems now. You've been reported to the police. Get a lawyer, big mouth. I'll have at least one.
So someone in chat earlier in Discord made the comment that since he's reporting me to people, we have a potential second contact with the actual Ken Jennings that might likely happen, all because of my autism. So
yeah, you're very mild autism of saying, hey, maybe you're exhibiting some really dangerous behaviors here. You should rein that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Get some help because you seem unhappy. That was the crazy thing, is like you seem unhappy with your life, which he does. He seems very, very unhappy. Yeah.
Say his behaviors are just so out there. I had a comment. I thought I had posted it on my channel and replied to him. I don't know if I submitted it and then my internet crapped out while I was at work, and it's just ridiculous. And I told him, I was like, your behaviors are clearly, one, scary. You shouldn't be like that, and you're clearly not happy. You clearly have problems. And I told him, I'll give you a free piece of advice. I was going to tell him, I'll give you a free piece of advice. Stop your shit because you're only making it worse on yourself. And then I said, I'll charge you. So where can I send the invoice?
Yeah.
And I can't believe the fucking thing disappeared. I did not have time after I typed up the first time to retype it.
Oh, that's too bad.
I know.
Let me comment real quick for the chat. Yes, there's a crackle on Ken's mic, but troubleshooting it live on stream literally never works, and it makes a terrible, terrible experience for everybody. The other thing is, someone said Ken always sounds tired. Now, I am an astute observer of humans, and I have observed that you don't sound tired. You sound like a therapist. So I have to know, in therapy school, do they teach you to talk the way that you do?
Ooh, that's a good question. I guess define talk the way I do, because I don't know, is it the style? Is it how I word things?
It's a
don't lie.
Don't lie. The therapy cartel has big influence here, and I know all therapists sound like you. Literally all of them. They all sound. It's that like softer affectation to the voice. It's a little bit of a lethargic sort of pacing and cadence to it. Don't lie about this. Why do you even do this? How can I trust your advice if you're going to lie to me about your therapy voice? Because I've heard you in person, and you don't sound like this at all.
Oh, I guess you were hearing me in person having fun on a fucking weekend where stupid shit was going on, and I was having a blast to be away from my real life for a minute. And this is just me. I don't know, when I get into the mode of like having to analyze shit like this, and I might do it with my clients, I don't know, but like I've had, like, for God's sakes, today was not horrible with my clients, but just stressful. 10 and a 12-year-old causing me enormous amounts of stress, trying to get them to stop their fucking shit. But
Haven't you learned the therapy technique for 10 and 12-year-olds? You just grab them by the throat and you say, "Stop your fucking shit," like that.
These two kids are fucking going at each other. Mom is losing her shit. I'm trying to get them to like address their shit and like learn how to not fight and how to not go at each other. And when I'm actually trying to get them to practice the skills and like role plays and shit, they're fucking laughing and joking around like nothing's going on. Like it's like all their shit disappears in the moment. Like the moment that matters when I'm trying to teach them this shit, let's practice this here while I'm here and can fucking direct you on this and show you how to fix it and correct you when you make a mistake on what you're doing and help guide you. And you can't fucking even try or not laugh that much.
How does when the children don't listen to you, how does that make you feel?
Okay, is this a counseling session?
I'm kidding. Okay. Anyway, so let's briefly for the chat let them know who you are. You are Kiwi Farms Ken Jennings. Yes, that Ken Jennings. That's what I'm going to call you from now on. Is yes, that Ken Jennings. And you are a therapist in your real life, and you bring those skills to the world of internetism. Is that accurate?
Mm-hmm. That's pretty close.
Okay, cool. Is there anything you want to add to that?
Well, I'd like to thank for my wondrous place on the internet. I'd like to thank Kiwi Farms for somehow making me popular. I'd like to thank Ron Toye for being retarded.
Clinically.
And all the people clinically. And I'd like to thank all the people who actually enjoy listening to me. So there's that. But other than that, like I love my job. I love what I do. I love helping people. All this started in an effort to actually try and help someone like the gentleman we're working with tonight. And somehow it never seems to work in my favor.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Everything. Okay, so I've got a couple chats. We'll hit those, and then let's get into this Ray Gordon fellow. I think that's the plan here. So the first one is from the Pie Baker. He says, in announcer voice, "Get ready on the edge of your seat, folks. Shane the Homeless, Lemon Lung, Lord Raytard, the Mountain Jew, Teabag Douchebag, and the Toy Boy McCuckold enter the ring in sudden death cage fight over the rights to sue rackets at the Law Bowl." Okay. There you go, I guess. Bad Vibe says, "Hey, Rackets, got a huge lawsuit. Tyson Foods filed against Easter Day Feedlot 5 days ago. Easter Day allegedly committed fraud for over $225 million, and according to the local papers, Easter Day filed bankruptcy 7 hours ago." DMs. Thank you. I saw that. I'll take a look. Mithrin Emrys says, "So we lost the Rayversations at least until he spurgs at you again, but we've gained Rayversations. Question is, when do we get to see the lawsuit he is almost inevitably going to file against you? Lawsuit part 2. Look, when he does, you will see it." Online Hater says, "Hi, Nick. I hear we are friends. Here is that lunch money I owe you. Also, Ray has made my week." I'm glad that he was able to do that. And Mithrin Emrys says, "Ooh, maybe Ray and Melinda can join forces into the greatest Spurg power couple on the interwebs, vexatiously suing people for made-up causes of action and lying to the court. It could be the latest Bravo reality show." Okay, so I wanted to talk to you about a couple things. One, I wanted to talk to you about addiction to lawsuits, because I think I can diagnose Ray as having an addiction to lawsuits. I think that's real, but I didn't know if you've ever heard of this or anything like that. Did you die? I killed Ken Jennings. I don't know what happened to him. He's dead. All right, we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait till... I think it's 3 days that we have to wait. I learned that from the Bible. But I think it's 3 days we have to wait, and then Ken should come back to us. But That's either that or Ray successfully sued Cloudflare and got Ken Jennings removed from life. So I guess that's what happened. Well, in the meanwhile, let me talk about this a little bit, and then we'll get into it. And if Ken's able to get back to us, he will. He's still connected, so I don't know what happened. Long story short, this is the third and probably final for now episode of Ray Gordon. I don't want to keep drawing back on this well. There's not a lot. I mean, he texted me several times after yesterday's show, but it's not a million things like it was before. And so I think we're going to be done for a while. Even if he messages me a whole bunch, I'll probably just wait and bring those out later. Trilogies are good. Trilogies, and the third one is usually the worst. So that's probably going to be today as well. As you can see with the tech issues that we're having, that it will be the worst episode of all time, but that's okay. But trilogies are good places to cap things off. So,
I think
you're back?
Yes, I'm back.
What happened?
What the fuck happened? You're all robot-y, but I think it's fixed.
No, you're robot-y. It's your internet.
Okay, how about now?
Oh, way better. Oh my God.
Hold on, let me restart my audio engine because I think you're really robot-y. 1 second.
Audio engine? What are you?
Yeah, how about now?
You sound
Is
fine.
it better?
Yeah, you sound way better than you did.
You were roboting. I was fine, I guess, but
you were coming through, I think, your like laptop mic or something before. Because this sounds infinitely better.
I guess it might have been because I disabled some Windows sound settings that might have been impacting my mic, so that probably helped.
It's always funny talking to you because your audio issues make audio sound so much more complicated than anything I've ever heard.
Well, so let me explain. Let me explain. Before I got a new laptop, so I somehow convinced my wife to let me spend $1,100 on a laptop. That kind of didn't go well, but I did it anyway. So
good.
I have a new laptop now, which doesn't crash when I. It was more stimulus check, so I had to leave a little bit left over for her. So that's a fair distribution. So I get 1,100, she gets 1. But my old laptop I had got whenever I got about 5 years ago when I was going through school and shit and through some other stuff, and it worked for what its purpose was, and trying to do shit like this just was a lot on it. And I even had 16 gigs of RAM in it, so it wasn't like it was a shitty like it wasn't.
Yeah,
like
but
I only had 4.
It was like 16 gigs of RAM. That was the RAM was a guy named Ram who actually carried messages to and from somewhere else. I think that's what was actually happening. But no, I mean, like you're talking about like, oh, my audio engine. Like, what the hell are you talking about, an audio engine? I don't even understand this.
Well, so I route my audio. I use Voicemeeter Banana for my audio because it allows me to like adjust my outputs, and I can change like different certain settings on my shit, and it's really helpful if like I want to bring in audio or play other shit and like route out stuff. It's a really cool program. And I also I'm not using it today because my new laptop allows me to use NVIDIA Broadcast, so I have the noise reduction, but I was using a VST plugin host called Carla, and I had a plugin chain of a few different VST audio effects to kind of help with like equalization and background noise removal.
So and
I don't have that.
Did Carla take your banana? Is that what happened?
My relationship with Carla is a little bit complicated.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, you sound much better than you sounded just a few minutes ago, so that's good.
Well, thank you.
I was just telling the stream. This is the third episode. It's a trilogy. After this, probably not going to pay attention to Ray for a while. That's just the nature of the game. This will be like beating a dead horse already, and so we'll do this real quick and then we'll move on. So I want to, I guess maybe we should start just going through some of these messages, and then if something kind of triggers you, or alerts you that he's saying, if you could just chime in and help me out with that, because I think the messages are, you're going to notice a common theme, right? This guy doesn't have too many cards in the deck. So they do repeat a little bit, but
that's one way to phrase it.
Yeah, I think we may go back to that. But so here's what I did, and this was, this is my thing. He said that he had pictures, Pierre Salinger, want to see a dinner party picture with my parents and Pierre. So I said, post the picture of it didn't happen, because I can't spell. It's supposed to be or it didn't happen. Now he doesn't post the picture, which is annoying to me, because he asked if I wanted to see it, and clearly I do, but he didn't actually post it. So I said that, but this was, I interacted with him a little bit, which probably drove the process for the remainder of messages that I got.
Yeah, that might not have helped.
It's okay. I will learn my lesson at some point. So he says, this is my last message to you, which is not true. He immediately sends or series of messages, which I guess covers as many more messages as he wants to send, right? Like, is there a limit?
I mean, if he's writing a law contract, he's kind of got himself covered there. So
yeah. So I said, so it didn't happen. Okay. But then I was on Twitch. So I think this is the last thing. I sent one more thing. And if you get mad at me for it, what I sent him, it's not my fault. It was the darkness that made me do it. So he says, while I could warn Kayla that she is in fact liable for your debts or put her on blast, I won't. Well, that's convenient of him. I think he'll change his mind in a little bit, but that's what he says now. I'm going to file a police report against you. Now, he does end up saying that he filed a police report against me, or he called my sheriff, but I didn't call my sheriff to check because I had literally anything else to do today, but I may call tomorrow and ask, because I think this guy's a threater, but I don't think he actually does anything he threatens to do.
So I have a question about that.
Sure.
How the fuck do you ask your sheriff that question? Did someone call who autistically spurging about me?
Well, I'd call the sheriff department and I'd ask if there were any incident reports, made with my name attached to them. That's all I'd do. And if they say no, then I know. But
fair enough.
Yeah. And since there aren't any incident reports involving my name anywhere, if there is one, I'll immediately know. So that's simple.
Yeah, that's help.
Yeah. Also, trade libel over the chess. Ray Gordon is bad at chess. I think that needs to be restated. Terrible chess player, absolutely atrocious. And 42 USC 1983. This, of course, is the claim when a state actor is preventing you from exercising a fundamental right, somehow infringing on your rights. I'm not a state actor. I don't know why he's stuck up on this, but that's what he thinks. This is what you would file. A 1983 claim is what you would file if, like, the police wrongfully arrest you, or if they, use excessive force and harm you in some way beyond a reasonable apprehension. They hold you too long in a cell without, access to your attorney. Those are 1983 claims. I haven't done anything to Ray, so I don't know what he's talking about, but this is his legal theory. He says, my lawyer has been informed of your conduct. Okay, this is my first official question to you. Does this man actually have a lawyer?
I think he's doing the same thing as our Mountain Dew friend and our disabled, creepy. I'm suing the escort because I didn't get laid because I wanted to take her to Olive Garden kind of thing.
Greer, yeah.
Where Yeah, Greer. I know it was Greer. I was trying to come up with a good way to describe him, but I don't think he does. I think his behaviors to me indicate someone who, again, my best guess with what I know, um, that he is overcompensating in ways because he's exerting himself through threats and through an attempt to display dominance over people. So by threatening you, threatening to sue you, to do this, to do that, to report you to this, to ruin your life, there's clearly something missing in his life right now, or has been, or something has hurt him in the past, where he's trying to make up for that somehow. And he's making up for it in an inappropriate way, in a way that doesn't actually, to me, I wouldn't do this no matter what the fuck happened to me. It looks stupid. I literally had a conversation with literally the 10 and 12-year-old earlier tonight about when you do this, you're not helping your own case. You're making yourself look worse, and you're actually allowing other people to take more control over you. You're not getting the control back that you don't have.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. That's so. Yeah, now he allegedly had, in some capacity, a lawyer over this Anger lawsuit that he has. The guy's last name is Anger. Some weird. I forgot his first name already because I don't care who he is. But I have to look it up. It's in California State Court, and I do have a state court login, so I can buy the documents. But he tried to dismiss the case, but his lawyer didn't sign the dismissal, and the judge said, you don't get to do that. Your lawyer has to file it. So I don't know what's going on with that. He says he's winning, but that's weird if he tried to dismiss the case, so I'm not sure. But I do want to look into it. I think that'll be funny. So I've left him no choice, which is true. I didn't leave him any choices at all. I'm not sure that that means that he has to take this route that he's taking, but I didn't leave him a choice.
It's a way to justify his actions. So by
Sure.
saying he has no choice, it means that he can, in his own mind, say, "Well, I had to do this. Like there was nothing. What else could I do? I had to autistically spurg in Twitter DMs. Like it's a perfect justification."
Right.
Again, in someone's mind, who it's kind of like back to Ron, where he was doing whatever he could to self-justify his own behaviors, or he would refuse any kind of information that would counter his actions. So this was bad, or this was, not really what happened, or it happened a different way, or that's not, people are lying about this and stuff.
Okay, so then he filed an Equal Employment Opportunity Commission / PCHR today against thefire.org. If you're not familiar with thefire.org, they go after educational institutions for suppression of speech. Oh, excuse me. And stuff like that on campus. Like generally, they're a pretty decent organization. So he's
I haven't seen anything bad about them. I'm aware of who they are.
yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to file against a California law firm. You'll have to guess which. It's
Well, that narrows it down.
It's like 50,000 choices.
On the low end.
I'm then going to notify the EEOC that you are stalking me in retaliation for this. Okay, so at what level is this is not a legal question, but at what level is someone stalking? Like when would you consider what I'm doing stalking in any way? Like is there some stretch? I need to know. I need to be called to account if I am.
You're just trying to make sure we don't Baker Act you or 5150 you. That's what this is. I know how this works.
Yeah.
But no, based on because you're doing kind of the same thing you did with Ron, where you're letting them initiate, or letting them, spurg, saying a few minor things, or poking at them very mildly, and then they launch off into another thing. If anything, they're the ones who are doing it, not you.
Okay.
So I don't see it either from a legal or clinical aspect. So.
Well, I'm glad about that. I know I'm not legally stalking him. I've barely responded to him. I'm certainly not initiating contact, and I'm not tracking him around the internet. I don't know what he does during the day. I don't care. So I know that that's not, but I didn't know if there was some like level of lunacy in what I'm doing. So I just wanted, now that I'm psychologically clear, we can proceed. On behalf of ED, in retaliation for this, on behalf of ED. Now, again, I don't know exactly what he means. I have a good idea that this means Encyclopedia Dramatica. And I ultimately think that he thinks that I represent Encyclopedia Dramatica as their lawyer.
I thought that was the theory that,
Yeah.
what's his face? Easy Peasy or someone had joked that you were their lawyer, and now he's lost his shit because you're, in his head, the lawyer.
Right. And the weird thing is, though, he has never actually asked. And he's never written out Encyclopedia Dramatica. So I'm drawing inferences, but I can't actually know. Like, there's an interesting part of law where in law you have to, in many ways, pretend that you're a moron, right? Like with service of process, for example. Like someone can post a direct message to you with all of the law, like legal documents that they're going to serve you with, but that's not service, right? So you can be fully aware of a lawsuit, but legally have no idea that it's happening because you haven't been legally informed. And then we saw this in the Maddox and Dick Masterson lawsuit because Asterios posted his lawsuit, or he posted the documents on Twitter, but he wasn't originally served. And so Maddox is like, see, he's been served, but he hadn't actually been served at the time. And he had to, get permission to serve him. So that's a weird thing. And so it's like that here, where I'm pretty sure he's talking about Encyclopedia Dramatica. I don't know who else he would be talking about, but he's never asked me. And I can't go guessing because I'm legally supposed to be stupid. Like that's a requirement that I have.
Nice kind of a way to pass off other personal failings for a lot of lawyers.
Right. Yeah. But no, because like if I guess, then I might implicate someone, right? Like if I represented a guy named Eduardo Davis or something, like, and I mentioned it to this guy, that could be compromising Eduardo Davis's rights in some way. So that's not an appropriate thing for me to do either. By the way, I don't represent anyone named Eduardo Davis, so that's not a problem. I just made that up, but
fuck, I gotta call my cousin and let him know.
Yeah. Well, if he would have paid me.
God damn it.
So he says, to raise money by misappropriating my likeness, which I have not done. First of all, if he's talking about this picture, one, I don't even believe that's his picture, and it's certainly not what he looks like now. So I'm not sure what he's talking about here.
I actually have a picture of him I made earlier that I think is an accurate representation of his current self.
You made a picture?
Yes. It took me about 4 minutes in Adobe Photoshop Mix on my phone. So don't expect the quality to be that high.
Are you going to send it to me?
Yes, I will post it in Discord.
Yeah, that sounds good.
In the messages. Where did it go here?
Okay, while you do that, I'm going to...
This is a picture. This is a picture from one of his streams about a week ago. Okay. Well, maybe part of it is, but...
yeah, no, this looks like it.
See.
So there we go.
Does that seem?
No, I think that's accurate. That's the picture.
Looks right to me.
I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. That's him. Now I've used his likeness.
Yeah, now you're going to have this. Melinda Scott's going to be his backup on that lawsuit.
Now I'm guilty. Oh, man. There's two chats real quick. Not a Bug says, hey, Ken Jennings, the man who made Ron afraid to show his yapping face on the farms. This Ray dude is a nice consolation prize to the Rayversations. Thank you for the lulls. And Blaine20 says, Florida governor is laying down the hammer on big tech for censoring Floridians, meddling in elections, and stalking data he defines as property. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. DeSantis is flexing on big tech. We'll see how that works out. I think that's an interesting.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. And also, thank you, Not a Bug.
Yes. Okay, so he says this is solely an attempt to mitigate damages, which he doesn't have any damages, so I don't know. because I have contacted you for a legitimate purpose, and because you never told me to stop, and because you put it on blast on YouTube, it is not harassment. Well, that third one isn't actually, like, that doesn't necessarily make it not harassment, but I don't think, like, I'm not considering this harassing at this point. If I did, I would tell him to stop. I just think he's silly. I will not be speaking to you again. My guess is you won't be shutting up about me. Well, if he had stopped there, I wouldn't have had much to say. But he immediately spoke to me again. I called your local police tonight. Told them if you harm anyone in the future, they now can't say they weren't warned. Just so you know, guys, if you just go ahead and call every local police department and tell them about every resident, then they can't say they weren't warned if someone eventually harms someone else.
This is a sound legal strategy.
Checkmate. This is why this guy teaches chess.
Does he really, though?
I don't know. Do you play chess?
Fuck, it's been I know how to play. I've played. I don't like actively play. I don't have the fucking time for it. But I know how to. It's been a while.
Yeah,
I'm okay. It's not like I'm great. I don't know the moves and shit. I don't know names and fancy things like that.
Yeah, I know how to move the pieces around, but I don't know, like, strategy in any sort of way. Because if I'm going to play chess, I'm going to play against my kid, and that just means I'm going to win.
Yeah, that's a way to do it.
Yeah,
You just dominate. You dominate them just like he's trying to dominate you.
exactly.
You show those kids that they're shit compared to you, and then they have to respect you by default.
And then I tell them, I'm like, I'm going to sue you. Call the cops on you.
Daddy, why are you doing this? Don't send me to jail.
Eagle Lone says if I can beat him at chess, he'll give me $500. I probably can't. I'm really not good at it. Okay, so he said, I was threatened with violence 5 times in your chat. A few people in there left their real names. I will be reporting them to the police as well. If anyone you incited acts out against me, you'll be locked up. Now, here I did respond because I thought it was important. I said, probably Ron Toye. That guy is super dangerous. I thought he might have been one of the people in the chat who incited violence against him or whatever. So, I didn't know if you had anything to say about that.
Well, I'm interested to see what he means by incite violence, because I mean, my simple offering of help is apparently harassment. So inciting violence must be pretty bad.
Look, the only person in my audience who I know is dangerously violent is Ron Toye. I don't know if he was watching yesterday, but if this guy was threatened with violence 5 times, I would think Ron might be a reasonable suspect. So that's why I said it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, so you admit to knowing that and inciting me. Good. I've fleshed out a lot of criminals here. You know who you are, chat, you criminals. Or people you say are dangerous. I don't know Ron.
He's going to.
But now you are now suspect number 1 if anything happens to me. I will add that to the police report tomorrow. So it's possible that Ron Toye will get it. I don't think he will, though. I don't think he's ever called the police in his life. I really think he's making all of this up. So I replied, no, don't stop. Now, I didn't know, okay, so this guy says, right, it's a joke to you. So he mentions that he knows the Aspie brain well, right? But I thought that Aspies, to use his awful slang term, are bad at picking up sarcasm. But he seemed to detect sarcasm in my typing here. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, with true autism, you do have social. There is that social piece where you're not really good with identifying things like sarcasm or the way people talk, or it can be in a conversation and someone makes that like statement or gesture that's like, I'm done with this talk and I need to go, but you don't pick up on it. And that's not like all autism. There's just parts of it. It's not like everyone has that. But
Right.
if he's pointing that out, I mean, obviously he's not true autistic. And to someone in the chat, they said, to stop making the excuse that these people are autistic and that's their behavior. And I said in the chat, it's not true autism. This is internet autism. They're two different things.
Well, yeah,
I've
and
worked with autistic people, and I like just to clear it up. I'm not,
I was just taking him at his seeming word. He seemed to indicate that he has some sort of autism, but then he seems to pick up on these types of cues even through text. So I thought maybe he doesn't. That's what I was saying. I wasn't actually like the only reason that I considered the autism in the first place, outside of like the joke internet autism, is that he said he knew the Aspie brain well. Which if I go, look, I know lawyer brains well, that'd be indicative that like I'm a lawyer, so therefore I know how lawyers are thinking about things, I guess. That's how I was taking that, if that makes sense.
it does.
Okay. But, right, it's a joke to you. It's always a joke at first. You'll be whining soon enough. They all do. This guy is ominous.
That's kind of like shit you see in a movie.
Yeah.
Like the way it's played out. Like it's like the guy who they find like ex-girlfriends in your freezer kind of shit. And they never found mine. I deep freezers in basements and shit. You just got to make sure you have backup power. But like that's the shit you would expect to see someone like who has like a real psychotic problem, like really bad shit going on. The way he starts like like kind of self-destructing as these messages go on. Like it's especially evident when you aren't taking him seriously. And it's that you're taking control away from him and he's trying to get it back. So all that threatening, all that, they all do. They all think it's a joke. Like he's trying to imply that he has been able to, inflict his control and inflict his harm on others. And he wants you to be afraid of that. But obviously you don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
He's not picking up on it.
I picture him saying, "Who's laughing now?" as he uses a fork and knife to like cut off a chunk of someone's thigh and eat it, right? Like that's how I picture that type of behavior.
I could see that. Yeah, the way he's acting, I wouldn't be surprised if there is some sort of history. Not necessarily that, but if I saw like a criminal record, I'd probably be like, yep, that's what I completely expected. Or if there was like a psychological, like, yep, that completely fucking fits what I'm getting from you as far as a vibe.
Okay, so I ask, who even is they? Because again, he's never actually like this is a different they, but he's never said who they is in any of these contexts, and I'm always curious. I want to know. I was threatened with physical violence in your chat by someone you know is dangerous. That would be Ron. Sounds like it. Ooh. Oh boy. The ones, so here's the they. He answers. The ones you don't hear about who get knocks on their door from the cops or who are in jail. I'm a whistleblower. What you did tonight is a federal felony. 18 USC 1513. Witness intimidation. I really did talk to your sheriff. My lawyers will be talking to them next. You are the one in need of psych help. As you will surely say when confronted with prison. I will use the insanity defense, I think. That I don't know the difference between right and wrong. Which may be
So
true.
I do have an important question though.
Uh-huh.
If you end up going to prison, do I get your channel?
Yes.
Fuck yes. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Bad Vibe says, what? I just told him to listen to music. Jeez, Ray. Music soothes the terrible checkers player.
Ooh, that's a real big offensive thing to say. Checkers?
What's wrong with checkers?
Well, no, it would be, the way Ray would read that is he would be that would be an implication that his skills at chess aren't that good and that it's as little or belittling as like checkers or like some minor shitty game where he's a chess master. And he teaches people how to play chess.
I think being good at checkers might be harder than being good at chess. Because I feel
That's
like
actually not a bad point.
there's like a checkers plateau where everyone can be adequate at checkers, but I think being actually like really good at it requires some extra skill. But I don't know. I don't play checkers
It's been so
either.
long since I've actually played checkers, though.
Yeah. Okay. My only concern regarding your wife is she might not be aware you are creating liability risks. I mean, she might not. I don't know. I've never asked her. I'll ask her, I guess, tomorrow. Are you aware that I'm creating liability risks? That's on you. I don't go after families.
As he literally goes after families.
Yeah, you have. You went after mine. I don't. Isn't his mom's been dead for like several years? I don't.
Listen, this goes back, okay? Also, there's the Alex Jones Tin Hat conspiracy theory that maybe you have dissociative identity disorder and you are actually doing these things, but you don't know that because you don't know your alters. So
Yeah, I mean, I
that's
guess
possible.
this is so weird. Like, cause I mean, she died back in like several years ago, I think, before I was even on YouTube. So maybe even before I was a lawyer. I don't remember when he said, but he says, I'm not the only one who will be pressing charges here. You have harmed innocents. Oh, you are trying to frame Ron. Well, how do you figure that out?
No, really?
I mean, because maybe it's just my master plan to frame everybody. My attorneys are going to handle this, he says. And maybe
Plural.
the police will. Yeah, plural on attorneys. He's onto that. And maybe the police will. I'm now suspect number 1 if any crimes are committed against me. He keeps going back to this. Okay, so is there some paranoid delusion going on here? Because this guy seems to think that he is literally about to be killed at any moment.
See, this is where I'm not sure if he actually feels that way or if it's a way to intimidate. It's hard at this point to me to get a good feel for that. It could go both ways. It could be both too. But if I don't know, the way he writes though is I could see someone with like a paranoid delusion doing that, but I would see them more wanting to like do what they can to like get away from or protect themselves more, where this is, while there is a protection piece to it, it seems more what's the word, like vindictive. Like
Right.
he's trying to do more than just the getting tearing down the the things that are putting up like protections around him, like, okay, the police know, I've got family members, I got security or whatever, where this is, I'm going after you with everything I've got.
Sure. And so in your mind, does he believe that he is putting himself into real danger? And like that part of sort of like a martyr complex, like by taking down the giants, he's exposing himself to the feet of the giants, right? Like he could be squished.
I could see that.
Okay.
Again, I might need to see some more of the messages first, but it's on the table, I think, at this point still.
Yeah. Mr. Cornell says, remember, Nick, it was your first case when you destroyed that typing cartel. We've got a chat from Moisten My Lips Daddy. He says, I hate to ask, but do you mind if I post a GoFundMe in the chat to raise money for the widow of an English teacher? He died in a car accident, but the insurance company refuses to pay funeral expenses and says it's
That's
fault
bullshit.
because he was grading papers on a curve.
Oh, really? Damn it. I was trying to feel bad for a moment for the guy.
Yeah, he had you until that last part. Nailed
That's
it.
a 9 out of 10. I'll give you that one. Good job.
That was a good dad joke. Okay, I'm going to tell the EEOC you are stalking me because of my complaints. He hasn't made any complaints yet. Again, this is so weird.
So can you clarify whether has he said what he does for a profession? Like this going to the EEOC shit, I'm kind of struggling with because I don't understand why he's leaning on it so heavily. Because it's totally the wrong fucking avenue. Like if he's got any law experience, he's barking up the wrong fucking tree.
Well, he says he's a paralegal and that other lawyers and me somehow have been keeping him away from paralegal or office work.
That still has nothing to do with the EEOC. But
I
okay.
know. But that's what he's talking about. He says that there's retaliation against him, preventing him from acquiring work in the field of paralegal. Because otherwise he's not actually employed except as he alleges private, sort of arrangements to teach chess to the prodigies of billionaires, which no
Right.
one on earth believes this. But see, this is why I was thinking, that this guy might have legitimate paranoid delusions, because he's insistent that he is that he's good at chess, which I'm maybe he is. I have no idea. But two, that he is literally teaching children of billionaires chess. Like that's his assertion. Is that? I mean, it's a lie, but it's like such a grand lie that I wonder if it's rooted in something more than just like a flex. Because right, he could just say, "Look, I teach people chess all day." That'd be an easy lie, right? But he
Yeah,
goes
that's an easy one to pass off. He's embellishing it.
right, like a lot, like going to the top 0.01% of income earners hiring you. And then, of course, the name drops like Pierre Salinger and the famous lawyers that these big lawyers that are dead that he dropped names of earlier. Those are weird affectations.
Yeah, that I it could also be part of like making up for his failings. So like because and again I don't know how much he does with his life or where he's gotten or if he's like low income, middle income, whatever. Uh, making up for his failings, he needs to feel important. He hates that he's where he's at. I mean, the most viewed video I think on his channel, it's got like 500,000 views, and then the next one's got like 10,000 views or something. Like, but the
Yeah,
one is like how I think it has to do with investing. It's like uh,
it's how
you
he
make more
lives.
with 800 something dollars a day on Social Security versus 1,300. I don't.
Yeah.
So if
Well,
that's your
he's
most viewed video, like, so I mean, are you okay? You're on Social Security, I'm guessing, or what are you actually doing,
yeah,
or
he's
so?
on SSDI.
Oh
Um,
yeah, so he's not getting shit to begin with because they don't pay shit for that.
yeah. I'm not a burger. What the heck is a paralegal? Slanesh Nurgle, a paralegal is someone who assists in a law office in a semi-official way. They tend to be in charge of, cleaning up drafting of documents, making sure things get filed in the filing system on time, maintaining schedules according to the rules of procedure, stuff like that. It's like a lawyer assistant, with a little bit more than an assistant, with some specialized training. Okay. Let's see. So the ED website notes that I was a secretary who filed claims. There's a 6-page email from 2014 from a prominent attorney about ED and his use of it against me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where? What's the email? Courts require I try to mitigate damages before suing. That's all I was doing. You went on for hours after I had stopped DMing you, and that's not true. He was still DMing me during the show. And you will likely go on for days and weeks after this. Nah, there's not enough content to do that. That'd be weird.
Yeah, I could agree with that one.
Your future
It's limited.
yeah, this joke is wearing out really quick.
Yes, it is.
Your future conduct will prove who the bully is. Now, what about that? Am I bullying him, or do I have to try harder?
I mean, you can always try harder. Uh, but I guess it define bully, and it's also, is it a bully as a third party observes it, or is it a bully in his mind, or do you feel like you're bullying him? I mean, it kind of comes down to perspective too. Like someone's, someone's like, and this is something I dealt with a client recently. Uh, they had a panic attack after spilling some soda on a new uniform for like a dress fancy uniform for a sport they do, and the the kid's parent was like, "It's okay, we'll go home and clean it up," but they had a massive anxiety attack over it
Sure.
because of how they interpreted the event. They were freaking out over it and they were worried and stressed out. So it's, if he sees the way you're reacting to him, not taking him seriously, he could see that as bullying in some respects. I completely disagree, but again, we're talking from his mind, trying to be polite.
So your professional advice is I need to try harder. Okay, got it.
If that's what you heard,
Now I can tell the court my therapist told me to bully him.
good
You
defense.
call me crazy, yet you are the one foaming at the mouth. Oh man. I mean, I had a lot to drink the other night, but I don't
So
think I was foaming.
I'm not gonna lie, it's really fucking bothering me that he is writing in sentences and sending separate fucking messages. Like, I don't know why. Like, I have seen maybe like 2 periods the entire time so far. It's
They're
like his period is his fucking enter bar.
the other thing is these messages come rapid fire. Like these are not 10 minutes apart. That's something
Yeah,
that doesn't come through on Instagram because it doesn't show you the timestamp for each message. But we're talking bzz, 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 bzz. Like that's how
yeah,
frequently the messages come. Boom,
and so,
boom,
and to
boom.
if that's the way it's going, he my interpretation that would probably be, he what he has to say is so important that it cannot wait for him to compile a full message. Like, he needs to tell you right now the very next thought on his mind, because it is that important, because it's so fucking serious, because of all the horrible shit you're doing to this guy. He needs to let you know that he's not dealing with your shit. He's tired of your bullying, and it's not going to stand you making fun of his chess abilities and all this. So, like, just that's kind of the way he's dealing with it, because it's every fucking sentence, and it's actually split up and like, there are like one sentence is split across 3 of these. That's like one full sentence if you put them together. I don't know if it's one of my like pet peeves coming at me right now, but it's really fucking irritating me.
Yeah. Okay, so he has next drinking on air and putting your family on blast to some very bad internet people. But see, that's the opposite of what I do. I don't put my family out. I actively try to keep them off of the show. Like
Yeah, I've actually noticed that over the long time I've been watching you, is anytime your kids pop in, you hide them. You don't want them to be seen, and that's for multiple reasons. Not only of safety, but you don't want them on stream. You don't want them involved. This is your thing.
yeah.
This is work. You don't bring your kids to work like this. Even when you did the 24-hour stream when you were doing the video games and shit, you had them sitting off to the side. You didn't want them on stream. And,
Yeah.
kudos to that. You had them involved, but you didn't, and that was a great stream. You had them involved, but you didn't, make them like, you didn't force them to be there. They were there, but not there. It wasn't like you had to have them on.
Yeah, I don't. They just really wanted to watch us play the video game. That's all. And so it's like, well, I guess. But I prefer to not have them anywhere near the show. that's the whole idea. Lady Rackets is only barely ever a guest. She's not the biggest fan of coming on. She just doesn't like to be on camera. So it's, but yeah, I don't. That very weird. Of course, I'd be concerned for the kid. Well, I get maybe if I was doing this, like if I was putting my family on blast, which would be, I guess, calling them out. I don't know if he understands the idiom. But maybe, but I have not called CPS. I won't have to. Oh,
Hmm.
I almost did, but you were one ingredient short. Oh man, which one?
I guess he's baking a cake of CPS or something for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm extremely concerned that you are abusing them. I've worked for CPS contractors. I know when reports are justified. Okay.
Listen, bitch, you're not even close to justifying a report. If I tried to, and I know you know, uh, even if I contorted the truth to like uh, California levels of, it's the right for a social worker to lie that they tried to argue to the fucking Ninth Circuit. Yeah, that was a great hearing to listen to and read the shit for. Uh, Even if I did that, I still cannot really. Maybe the only thing is that your thought stream was a potential sexualization and it was exposing the children to that, and that's reaching.
It's reaching
It's
pretty far.
really, it's reaching around pretty far.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, what do you think about this? CPS contractors. I don't know what a CPS contractor is.
So that's actually potentially like accurate. For example, the way
Okay.
CPS or the equivalent in my area is done is they actually contract out to different private companies, and they're the people who will
Oh,
run
that's
the requirements for like. It's
horrifying.
weird. They've actually had it's changed over to my knowledge, over the last, because I haven't lived in this area for like that long, but from my knowledge of what it was like before me, uh, that there's been several iterations of different people taking over because of issues. Or I know there was a decent firing a few years ago from the one agency that runs most of it, where they had to let go of a lot of people because of performance and the way they were handling cases. And because
Yeah.
I've run into some people who are like amazing at what they do there, and
Yeah.
some who have no fucking clue what they're doing.
Yeah, my county, I'm not aware of any third party or private contractors who work with CPS. I mean, they have their own therapists. I guess maybe a therapist. They might. I guess I don't actually know if they're like counselors and therapists are. No, I do.
Are you saying, are the people who actually come out to the house therapist, or are you
No,
like, what do you mean?
I'm just trying to think because like we were foster parents, so we would have to bring the kids into meetings of various types, right? And
Yeah.
so, but everyone they talked to was like literally government employee of Child Protective Services. So, um, in our area, I don't think we have third parties other than you might get a sheriff or something to assist in serving a warrant, but that's about it. I mean, the workers are CPS workers. So that's interesting. I didn't know there were CPS contractors. I
Yeah,
guess just because I don't
I
run into
mean,
them.
I can go both ways on which one I would prefer, whether I prefer government workers versus companies coming in and doing it, because again, you have the potential for having someone who's actually able to fix their shit, because if you don't follow your contract, you can lose it, like some of these companies have,
Right.
because they've been fucking up. It's still, because it's a lot, in my opinion, it's a lot harder to really like fix shit that's wrong with government workers, and where it's easier to like drop a
Right.
contract,
Yeah.
because you need like real major shit to go wrong, like kids dying, which has happened in my state because of failures in
Yeah.
the
I think
CPS system here.
unfortunately, I think it's happened in every state.
I mean, there's been some fucking bad ones here, and it is pretty bad. Like one of them, we had to do um, a paper on whenever I was in grad school over one of the cases. We had to like identify uh, like what had happened, the failings that had happened in the situation, what intervention should have been done, how did they get missed, like all that shit.
Yeah.
And like you look at it in the past tense, you're like, how is there so much shit going wrong? It's like the Gabriel for what was it, Hernandez case or Fernandez case, like all the shit that happened in there. Like the fact that those social workers walked was, I don't know how. Some people should have went down for that shit. That kid should not have died like that.
Yeah.
You know.
That-
Sorry, getting
No.
off my soapbox.
That's okay. If you can't handle that I've succeeded doing many things, you cannot. You cannot. That is not my problem. I mean, I'm just not aware of any. But if you harass me like you did, it is. But again, I didn't harass him. You can block me if you don't want me to try to mitigate my damages. Okay. Making money off this was very stupid. I don't think so. I think that was astute or shrewd. Those are the words I would use. Those are antonyms.
How dare you monetize this man's suffering?
Yes.
It's disgusting.
Bad Vibe says, okay, Ray just graduated to steaming pile of shit. He says, I'm going to dig into that money trail. Sure, you didn't post to me. You just incite others to do your shit work. I wonder if he was watching my Twitch chat, because on Twitch, right before I got the game started, I made a couple comments. So I wonder if that was what he was talking about there, or if he's just going off on his own thing. I honestly can't tell. But he did say that the super chats were money laundering, so that was good.
Well, that's been a common theme over your channel for the last couple of years. So Patreon,
right.
or not Patreon, but GoFundMe's and all that other shit. So
right, and again, it's the worst money laundering scheme on the planet.
Yeah, you're kind of fucking it up.
Yeah, I would have a way better one. Like, I just run a nail salon. Like, if I wanted to launder,
that is actually really good.
Yeah, if you want to launder money, just run a cash business. Nail salons, haircuts. That's the way that people do. Massage parlors. That's the way people have been doing it forever. It's way more effective than having credit card transactions linked to everything you do. That's
self-pay, cash-only therapist, counselor's office, things like that. You know.
Yeah. Payday loans or something. I don't know. But you definitely responded. My guess is you know how screwed you are and have to double down. Or think you do. Not my concern. I'm going to seek an injunction restraining you ASAP. Okay. I really don't want to be sued because it'd be a hassle. The hell? Oh my God. This damn...
What's wrong?
I'm getting notifications from an app. I gotta close it because that's loud and annoying.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, but I really don't want to be sued because it's a hassle and you have to respond. That's the worst part about lawsuits is no matter how stupid they are, you have to deal with them. But it would be funny for him to try.
Oh yeah, and like you said, it's like you need to respond. Look what happened to Null with Mountain Dew. And he's got a good defense for the default. And it's still a bitch to deal with, especially when you got someone abusing the system.
So let's see. And complain to the bar and the attorney general. Oh, God. I wish my dream would be to have Keith Ellison contact me.
Yes.
I'd just be like, you beat women. That's all I'd say. You beat women.
Sir, do you realize the horrible things you're doing in the line of your work? You beat women. Sir, you need to take this seriously. You beat women. Like, just that's it.
You beat women. You beat women.
I mean...
That's what I'd say. Just, over and over, different inflections.
Change the inflection, your body language. Oh, that'd be great.
No, those messages weren't from him, guys. It was a different app. You'll notice if it's on him, the screen will jerk up if he were to drop them, but he's done, I think. So now that you're on notice, I have nothing to say until you give me the need to say something, though I can go to the court now. That was a terrible sentence.
Yeah, that was oof.
You'll keep being obsessed with me on and on. I really don't think so.
I just have a slight feeling from my professional experience that the obsession might not necessarily be from you. I don't know what it is, but
I forgot that this guy existed until he messaged me on Sunday. Like because I had the joke show going through his initial messages, I think, or I talked about it, or I had Easy Peasy on. I don't know if Easy Peasy talked about this guy or a different guy, but I mentioned it at some point, and then I literally forgot he existed. So when he actually didn't start messaging me. He started harassing someone on a picture of mine with me and Lady Rackets on Instagram. And he started going after her, and she messaged me like, what the heck? Like, what's this guy doing? And I was like, I don't know who that is. And then he started messaging me. And so then I checked it out, and that's when it's like, oh, this guy. But I had forgotten that he even existed because, I mean, I don't have anything to do with him. If I were female, you'd already be in prison. So that's exciting.
Wow.
This guy is MGTOW, for sure. Like,
yeah,
he was he's a big player in the pickup artist game. Did you know that? Are you aware of that?
apparently. So apparently, he is going to weaponize his vagina against you, to get you in the prison. Because I don't know his gender, male, female, something in between. But if he can still have a vagina and not be female, so he could still weaponize it against you.
Right.
So there you go.
But no, he started the pickup artist community. I'm pretty sure. Like, this guy is responsible for it. I think that's what he claimed anyway.
Based off of the completely accurate picture I showed you earlier, he's got to be slaying pussy like crazy.
Yes, literally slaying it. There's a woman in Minnesota who helped get the nation's most stringent stalking laws passed. Oh,
was it her? Him?
I don't know who he's talking about. This guy knows more about stalking laws than anybody I've ever met.
Yeah, that's kind of concerning. It's like, you're stalking me, but you need to not do this. You're really kind of doing this wrong. Is all you're doing this right here? Okay. Why do you know all that?
When I got to college and there was like in the desk in my dorm room, there was a pamphlet and it was like a guide to sexual assault. Or no, it was a guide to avoiding sexual assault. It was a guide to avoiding sexual assault. And someone says, oh, I should just take this and do the opposite. And I was like, no, you shouldn't.
This is not the best way to deal with this.
You hide behind an internet gang of 1,700. This is my favorite. No one tosses 20s and 100s at anyone, even porn women.
X. Go to Twitch.
That was clear money laundering. I have nothing more to say for now. Bye. Now, notice I didn't respond anymore. And then at 6:40 a.m. So this is all last night. This guy's sleep schedule is worse than mine, though. Because this was all...
it looks like it.
This is all like 2 a.m. So just a mere couple hours later. So you're going to do more witness intimidation tonight. I hadn't even planned on doing this show yet. Like, I didn't even know these messages existed until mid-afternoon.
So was that this morning before, like, today, like tonight's show?
Yeah, this is 6:40 a.m. But I didn't decide to do this show until about 4 p.m. when I had finished recording my 3 videos I did today, uploaded them, and then I had time to look at these messages, and it was like, oh, I guess I'll do this, and whenever I messaged you, it was like, I think it was around that time, and then I made the decision. Let's see, we can check the record. I want to make sure I'm saying the true.
It was around there because I sent you the screenshot saying that I somehow got drugged into this shit. Thank you for that. And I think you said, did you want to come on?
2 p.m. 2 p.m. is when I said, do you want to come on tonight? Again, I don't want to be, I didn't want to misrepresent. I said 4. It was actually 2. So just to clear the air.
These are the important details.
Very important details. Bad Vibe says, here, Nick, run this 20 through the washer and dryer. Happy Ray. Now we can say Nick laundered money. Oh, my goodness. Your little gang can be busted for that, too. Kayla Rakeda, if you want to put that on blast. Oh, no.
Docs.
Hannah Rakeda Connor, too. I have
no... people.
I have no idea who the. Well, this is Lady Rackets right here. That's Lady Rackets. That's not too much of a hard thing to figure out. So I'm okay with. We just call her Lady Raggets for the simple stuff. But if people see her name, it's okay. Hannah Ricada Connor is some innocent person who has no connection to me. I really hope that they're not getting any shit, because that would be lame. They'd be like, "What the fuck is happening?" But I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, it would be kind of irritating, but it'd be kind of funny if you were able to figure out what was going on. Because like if it was me, like if I was Hannah Rikita Connor, and some guy was coming at me, like sending me messages or emails or whatever, like you're doing this and you're part of this harassment gang and shit. Like what the fuck's going on? And then like Google the asshole, track it back, see, oh, this is what's going on. I would fuck with him so bad. I'd be sending a message like, you know, I'm fucking with you. I hate this shit. You're so going. I cannot fucking stand you. Everything. Just completely buy into his delusion and paranoia, and like just max the shit out. Over 9,000. That shit. Like,
someone said
perfect.
Hannah Ricada Connor Moon. No.
We figured it out.
Oh God. So this poor girl, Awig, says she's from Irving, Texas, which that's a suburb of Dallas. And I don't know any people, like I don't have any relatives that I know of in Dallas. So and certainly no Ricadas. If their names get out, that's on you. No, it's on you. Like you brought this person up. I don't know who that is. Just mentioning their name so it attaches to your videos. He got me. He played me in chess and he won. Damn it, Ken. How could you let this happen?
How do you feel being defeated by such a master?
How could you let this happen?
I ain't fucking, dude, don't blame me for this shit.
You're supposed to protect me. You were the chosen one. I loved you.
I'm a therapist. You fucking met me. Do I look like I could fucking protect anyone? I could barely protect my fucking self. That's why I have firearms.
You were supposed to bring balance. You were supposed to bring balance to the tism, not destroy it.
Apparently, I didn't do so well on that one.
So then he said, I'll respect their privacy at all times. What you do is up to you. Nothing I said to you was public. You intimidated a witness with 1,700 helpers. Kayla C. Ricada and Hannah Ricada Connor. So long. P.S. I got threatened by Anonymous, too.
Isn't he that hacker named 4chan or something? I don't remember how all this shit works anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, Anonymous is in my pocket. I was threatened by someone claiming to be anonymous on Twitter the other day. I laughed at them too.
I will say, is a positive comment. I have yet to, outside of the people I've specifically make comments on, apparently, like Braun and this guy, I haven't had any real hate from anyone.
That's good.
And then maybe that'll, I don't know how, but maybe that'll change from this statement. But no one's like come at me or like said really bad shit about me, which I'm surprised. After all this shit, I'm sure someone would have been like, "You're fucking retarded. That makes no sense." Which, okay, that's fine. But no one's done it, and it was actually interesting to see.
Well, I'm gonna have to up my game then. I'm gonna have to start coming at you
Get
with some
your
hatred.
shit together. Get your shit together, Nick.
Hey guys, Ken Jennings is a piece of garbage. There you go.
Don't hurt my feelings.
Then he's done talking and resumes again.
He keeps coming back for it.
Yeah. It was lost long ago, but it's all coming back to me now. You've been reported to your local sheriff, who is notified that you intend to harass me to 1,700 people tonight. We don't have 1,700 in the chat. I think some people are getting tired of Ray. Kayla C. Ricada, Sarah Ricada Connor. Who's Sarah Ricada Connor? I think he meant Hannah, but he just spelled her name wrong. Put me on blast.
We're just making everyone one person now. We're just one identity at this point.
Sarah Connor. That's it. Now you guys know I'm John Connor's great-great-granduncle.
God damn it.
Put me on blast. They go on blast too. I will not sink to your level. Hannah Ricada Connor. The PCHR didn't sound too pleased by your witness intimidation. I honestly don't even know who this is supposed to be. I'm not familiar with whatever this stupid acronym is. I don't care. That is all for now. Hannah Ricada Connor. Kayla C. Ricada. And then he just dropped another one. Just called the Mountain View Police, and they took your name possibly to deal with YouTube if YouTube doesn't deal with you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you fucking serious? Listen, the police, you guys in Mountain View, you need to go to Google and you need to tell them about this lawyer and the horrible shit he's doing to me. You know the guy who took that call is like, get the fuck off the phone.
Bad Vibe says, Ken, you dress funny and are a burden on your mother.
Yeah, point.
Oh, is
My
that,
mom knows that.
Is that the Philadelphia City Human Relations?
What's that?
The PCHR.
I have no idea.
I believe he's in Philadelphia. Someone wrote that in the chat, so it might actually be that. Squelch Ultron, the last stream is actually up on the alternate channel. It's on Ricada Law Live, and it is up. It is up. It's called A Series of Unfortunate DMs. But it's up there, so you can go check it out. And the Sargon one finally uploaded, so it's over there too. Yeah, so then next is Kayla has been on camera. She's a public figure with no reasonable expectation of privacy. Did you guys
how that works, but keep going.
Did you guys know that if you've ever been on camera, you are now a public figure with no reasonable expectation of privacy? Literally none.
Well, fuck, I need to get off Chatterbait then.
Her choice to marry you is newsworthy and very instructive to men looking to understand women. Yes, I think so. It is. I agree.
Yeah, if that's what he thinks, okay.
You have exposed your children to danger you may not even be aware of. Then I can't expose them to the danger if I'm not aware of it. Right? Like, can I do? Maybe I can. What do you think about that?
What do you mean? It's like, how are you exposing your children to danger with this?
That I'm not aware of, though. Like, I mean, I guess theoretically you can expose someone to something that you don't know exists, but you can't be liable for that, right?
Well, you can't be liable for it, but if you were to kind of like think about it in an abstract sense, your actions, just doing what you do, create people like Ray and Ron, and not necessarily like you create, but they get dragged into your sphere somehow, into your network, and because of the emotions that are elicited because of what you say and do, could cause them to want to do harm to you. So while you don't have the intention and you're not thinking about it, it could be something where you have someone who would want to come to your house and do you harm, or want to try to kidnap your kids, or want to do something stupid like that, even though you've never fucking talked to them, or they might not just like your views, or they might not like how you handle things, or they might think you're an unethical lawyer and deserve to be removed from the bar, like permanently.
Damn.
Kind of way,
Ken got dark.
Well, yeah, I mean, I hang out with Drexel, so
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
His glow gives others a tan. He said, "You want to fight punk? You got one. See if they don't do something and your little Aspie mob harms someone important, they won't be able to say they weren't warned. So covering their asses means dealing with this." That's a lot of negatives.
Yeah.
You did indemnify Google for any expenses they incur because of your use of the service. This communication is for the legitimate purpose of putting you on notice and is not intended to harass you in any way. That gets you out of harassment. Right. Guys,
this is
just know you can harass people a whole lot and then just say that, and then it's not, though.
Could you do that in other ways? Could, like, going dark again, could, like, I rape someone and then have an indemnification clause, like
Yeah.
Well, this
a
doesn't
later
really
one, yeah.
count. Yeah, this
Yeah.
doesn't count. You know, any sexual activity with me doesn't count as rape.
Yeah, this
And
was not
then
intended
you
to
go,
sex you without consent.
there you go. See,
Perfect. And then the final message. This is the last message from Ray. He says, your wife now knows you're weak. One more broadcast probably lands you in prison. My lawyers will be in touch.
maybe he has Ty Beard on his team.
That's true. I was thinking
Mm-hmm.
that when he said we will be in touch several times in this, I was like, oh, okay. I see how it is.
Ty's a double agent.
Yeah. But that's the messages, man. That's this guy. So what do you think about this guy?
He's a very, very special person in multiple ways. He like I said earlier, he comes and sticks out to me. And Ray, if you're listening, my initial message still stands. You appear to be suffering from some sort of delusion or delusions, and you would really benefit from some psychological assessment and counseling. This is a lot of shit that is problematic. The problem is not someone else. The problem is you. At least at this point in time, until you don't do this shit, the problem is you. Because this is not healthy. There's none of this that's healthy. None of this is okay. Like, at all. And any justification of it isn't really reaching.
Just none of it. Only none of it,
Just
though.
none.
Only none
Yeah,
of it's
just
okay.
none of. Yeah, none of it. Like, I cannot find a single thing you've done in here that makes any fucking sense or is legitimate in any way. So, Ray, you really need some help, buddy. And I hope you get it. Like, I really do. But goddamn, dude, you're really like don't get me wrong. I think all this shit's funny and stuff, and I don't like being mean or poking fun. Like, cause you know I'm like sitting on both sides of it here. Like, it's funny and shit, but I'm seeing the real psychological shit going on here. Just like with Ron and other people. Like, there's some fucking shit going on here, and I hate seeing people dealing with it and having things potentially going on, but it's still funny, you know.
Oh yeah,
That's
no.
the moral line I walk.
It's funny. It's okay to laugh. I'll tell you it's okay to laugh because it is.
Is that legal advice?
Yes. You have
Perfect.
to. You have to laugh because if you don't laugh at this type of stuff, then you're like in some ways a victim to it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I laugh at dark humor. I mean, I've laughed at some of the worst jokes. I used to be a firefighter. I've seen people die. I've worked on people who've died, and you know, you laugh and you make fun of that shit. You have to get through it. But I don't know. I could see why someone like Ray, who wants to go after my license, sounds like another three-letter named person. That they need to kind of they're going after you to try and sue you because of the harm you've done to them. Where me literally offering this man help because I think he's got something wrong, or at least something going on, to where he wants to take away my license. He wants to ruin my life and ruin my career, all because I made one message tagging him in a chat. One message.
I do have a couple more messages from Ray. These are not to me, though. These are to a random person who commented on my Instagram photo. And these are... I wasn't going to bring them up, but these are pretty funny. So if we could... Let's go through them, because I think there's some different stuff in here. I noticed that when I was looking at the pictures. That's why I decided to bring them up. There's some different stuff in here that I think might be interesting for you to see. All right?
All right, go for it.
Okay, so Ray here, 2:37 a.m. to this person. I don't know what day today is. I don't know if that's today or yesterday or the day before. But your friends need to stay the fuck away from me. I don't know who they told you I am, but I didn't do anything other than comment on a public post. This person did not reach out to message Ray. I want to be very clear about that. This person responded to Ray's comment on a public post. I publicly responded. And then he started messaging them immediately And then this was, let's see.
Yeah, he's not helping his legal case if he's just literally trying to make a good, serious one. It was a public post. Someone commented on my public post.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's not harassment.
Yeah. So I have the first ones too. Here, I'll bring this one up. So this is the first one. This is the first message. Okay. So there was an exchange, and I'm keeping this person private. I mean, not a big deal, but
Yeah.
yeah. Nice mouth you got defending that POS. This is him initiating contact. So tell your husband I called you a POS and him too weak to do anything about it. Or maybe learn more about who you like online. Stay anonymous like a good foul mouth. 10-1 says hubby is cheating on you with a hottie at work or met through work. If he can get you, he can get 100 better than you. Women age like milk. It's a matter of time before you are divorced. And picture me laughing at you when, not if, that occurs. So then they restricted him. I mean, just immediate, like, this person never even responds. So I wanted that. That was back on Sunday. So this would have been either yesterday or today. Your friends need to stay the fuck away from me. Yeah. All I did was comment on a public post, right? If you don't like me, then block me. Beyond that, fuck off. I'm going to explain something once to you. I used to be a legal secretary and paralegal. That's a weird twist.
Subject matter expert. Here we go.
But that's a strange twist. Like, look, I'm going to explain something once to you. I used to be a legal secretary and paralegal. Wait, that's what you're going to explain to me? Like, that's a big buildup for that letdown.
I made appointments for lawyers, and I took notes, and I arranged calendars, so I know what the fuck I'm doing. You need to listen to this shit.
Yeah. I saw women being sexually assaulted and harassed everywhere back in the 80s. I spoke up. In the 90s, I posted about it online. All the lies about me are designed to blacklist me from working in law offices. You see my typing, 105 words per minute.
Well, that explains everything. That explains away everything. Everything I said tonight is completely incorrect now.
Okay, here we go.
This guy's fucking hilarious.
I mean, like, really, it's these things.
Oh my god.
This is like, have you ever seen Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee?
It's not popping. I'm just not.
Okay,
I can't remember at the moment.
So Bruce Lee is fighting Mr. Han. Called him Mr. Hand because his hand was replaceable with like different things. And he goes in to a hall of mirrors, right? And and he's walking around, and the guy is like attacking him from all these angles, and he can't find him because there's mirrors everywhere, and he doesn't. It's hard to see. It's disorienting, and so he keeps getting hit. That's what a conversation with Ray is like. Like, he's coming from the behind you, from the sides. He's like, my typing is 105 words a minute. It's like an anime.
So let me pose a hypothetical to you.
Yeah.
So, assuming he can use this technique but not be retarded in what the content is, would he be effective as a lawyer?
No.
Because you said he's coming at it from different angles. He's there, all the mirrors. He's coming at you. He's pulling shit out of everywhere. But assuming it's relevant, obviously. So, I mean...
No, there's...
You think you'd lose? You think you'd kick his ass?
There's not... Because you file everything that you're going to argue, there isn't really like this element of surprise that they make it out to be in movies. Like, ha ha ha!
Yeah, I hate that.
It's lawyering's really boring and predictable. The question is, did you research enough, and can you convince the judge that the law should be your interpretation versus someone else? You're not really going to come out with many surprises very often. So,
that's true.
Gerard, I know it's Mr. Han, but he call him Mr. Handman and Undercover Brother. That's what I'm talking about. His name is Mr. Han. I said that, Mr. Han. Okay, anyway. Mom owned the largest transcription service in New York City. So by attacking me, you're helping out sexual harassers. Ever wonder why women in law offices look better than women in porn or R-rated Skinamax? I don't know how many law offices he's been to.
What? That's not most law. If that's your standard for. Okay, that needs more psychological help than anything else I fucking looked at tonight.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I knew.
That's the problem. That right there, those two sentences are the biggest problem of everything. If that's your standard, we need like maybe, I don't know, drilling some holes in some heads, conversion therapy. I don't know, but maybe being gay would be better for you, Ray, if this is your standard. I'm just offering it, you know. I can get you in touch with some churches who might be able to do that. I don't do that service. So,
let's see. Also in 1995, I exposed child abuse in gymnastics. Someone impersonated my mother on a sex news group, posted our address and said, "Come over to men." 4 called and got me.
does that mean he got laid by those poor guys?
That's a weird thing.
That's a really weird way to say that.
I don't know what that means.
Gangbang, maybe? I don't know.
Ooh, 4 called. Oh no. Okay, I think I figured it out. I think we went too far. I think we went into the darkness there. 4 called and they got him on the phone. He answered the phone. Is what happened.
That makes more. I guess that makes more sense.
Because I was like, wait, did we just delve into severe abuse? Because that'd be concerning. No, I think 4 called and got him on the phone. Okay. Whew. Any who came wouldn't have returned home free. What? They'd have to pay to get home?
Is he getting? Is this like slavery? I don't know.
I'm currently being harassed by over 50 people. I'm going to the police and then I'm filing lawsuits. Again, it's important to remember that this person has never once responded to him. If you sued someone...
Okay, that is very much true. I didn't realize that till right now.
If you sued someone and some lawyer not connected to your case started trashing you, what would you do? Wise up. Don't be a pawn. Chest reference. I did nothing to you. I never start conflicts, but I will finish them if I have to. Now leave me the fuck alone.
That is... I'll give you that one. That was a great way to end this stream of consciousness. I'm gonna come at you and try to beat the shit out of you. You leave me the fuck alone.
Okay.
Oh, god damn it. On that one. Good job. Thank you, Ray.
This person never once responded to him. I wonder if they responded to him on the picture.
Even if they did, if you pay attention to the way it's structured, it's almost like he's more enraged that the guy didn't say anything back. It is kind of the same thing with you. Whenever you did respond, his responses weren't as severe as when you didn't. They would start kind of like escalating up, getting a little bit worse and worse. And then when you didn't respond for a while, when you're not posting a sentence at a time, like he does, he escalates and he's basically creating his own situation. Whereas when you're actually answering, you're saying something and he has to take the time to actually respond to that versus what he's got going in his head. It's like planning for, you like hype yourself up for it. Like, I'm going to do this and this is how it's going to go down. For most people, that's like, okay, this is how I would like to do it. For him, this is his reality almost.
Yeah.
Or at least that's how it's coming off.
Yeah, he's the, and I'm checking on the Instagram post. Yeah, he instigated all of the communications with everybody. And this picture's from Halloween. And he randomly pops in and went after them. Oh, he said about my wife, if that ugly POS knows the real you, she's uglier on the inside. Jeez. Really mean way to start out. Goodness.
Okay, Ray. If we're going to talk about ugliness on the inside, you got to kind of start there. As I tell my clients, we use I statements. I did this. I feel this way. You really need to work on those I statements, Ray.
Yeah. He's very rude. I wonder if he's commented on any of my other pictures. I never thought to look.
Ooh, good point.
But
I've been keeping an eye on my my YouTube channel just in case he makes any comments there tonight
yeah.
while we're doing this.
I don't know if he's watching tonight. I'm not entirely sure if he watches or if he watches the replays or what. But
I saw that I've been paying attention to the chat. Some people said he was in here earlier under the name Gina. I don't know if that's true.
oh, that's yeah, that I'm not 100% sure if Gina is him or not, but there's a large suspicion that it was yesterday. He's like, "Okay, bye, I'm leaving the chat." And then immediately someone came in concern trolling about banning people or something, which was ridiculous, and that was Gina. So that that might be him. I don't know. You know, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It doesn't matter if he's watching now or if he watches it later. He's still an idiot.
And
that
Ray, I'd
won't
love to have a
change.
conversation with you if you would like to talk to me. I'll be happy to talk with you, just like I did before with Ron.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yep, that would be. Honestly, I'd like to hear him talk and hear because the way he's typing in a message. You know, it's different than if he's communicating live, and can he get his thoughts off the same way, or does he stumble over himself? I mean, because if you watch his videos, it's really hard. I haven't watched any of them. I won't give him views. But
I'd watch him on stream, except I know what would happen if I did. I'd get a copy strike immediately.
He would definitely do that. I'm sure he would try to strike you just for us mentioning his name or something like that. But I don't know if he would be able to hold up in an actual conversation if he needs the ability to only let his thoughts flow, because that's when he lets out his true rage, is when he's by himself in a conversation, when he's talking to himself effectively, when he's threatening you, but he's threatening himself basically, because that's what he's been hyping himself up for. That's what he thinks is going on. Because he's got to either really, and kind of seeing all this now, he's either got to really kind of be bought into a good chunk of this, or I don't even know what else it would be, or he's just really, really wanting to do whatever he can to destroy you, and this is just a way for him to get the emotions out. But it doesn't come across to me that way, though.
How does it come across to you that he like really believes what he's saying? Like that this is.
There's got to be at least a part of him that does.
Yeah, and he's too good at it to be faking it, I think.
Well, yeah, that like I always use the statement that you can't. It's easier. Real life is better than fiction. If you can't make this shit up, it's probably real.
Yeah.
Like that's how you can that's like the reality test. Could if this is something like a novelist could come up with kind of decently, okay. It was like some crazy shit out of left field, okay, it was probably real. Like, and so the way he's talking, the way his mannerisms are, the way he is trying to gain assertion and dominance over the conversation, how he's going after family while accusing you of going after family. There's severe projection in the conversation. There's so much. I'm sitting here like
I can go back.
Racking
I can get my doctorate. All I need is Ray. That's all I need.
Yeah, Ray. I'll do my doctoral thesis on Ray. Now I just gotta convince my wife to let me go back and get my doctorate.
They'll give you a scholarship if you can get Ray on the camera.
Oh God, that'd be amazing.
Did you happen to see the antics with Sean Schemmel?
With the yellow flash stream the other night?
Yeah.
I popped in for a little bit right around the time I think you guys had hopped on. I know that I think you said you guys jumped on and then he was like talking about Vic coincidentally, and he was like blocking. I think he had blocked you from chatting before you even had a chance to chat, or you said one thing and he blocked you, and you
Yeah.
blocked someone else.
Yeah, I said
Like,
I stand with Vic, and he blocked me, and he blocked Yellow Flash. I don't know how many people total he blocked, but then he switched it to follower only chat.
oh,
But I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that guy at all, or if you had any thoughts on him.
sure we can say whatever you want to talk about. I'm yours for. I mean, you paid for I don't know how many hours tonight, so
Yeah,
so
all of them,
however much,
all
whatever.
of the hours.
Just remember to check the list. There are things that are extra fees. I
Yeah.
don't do those without being paid extra.
Well, the
Uh,
tickling and the light tugging, that's extra, I know.
Listen, it's extra to use the feather. I prefer using the whole chicken. So,
Oh.
but it's the best way. What are your thoughts on Sean? Like, what are you wanting me to kind of like pick at here?
Well, I don't really know. I haven't gone back and reviewed the clips of his show, and they were really hard to hear on Flash's stream because he had the audio for him way low. But someone
Yeah.
did send me the archives of them, but I haven't really gone through them. I just didn't know if you saw it and if you had any if you had seen it. I was going to ask you if you had any thoughts about him. I guess just generally, what do you think about these voice actors and actresses still talking about Vic?
Well, I mean, it's also you can make the argument that look at these other guys still defending Vic. Everyone's kind of gone to their sides at this point. No one's really crossing the aisle.
Yeah.
There's a very rare few who might actually change at this point. And a lot of it, I think, will hinge on what happens with the appeals court if they ever decide to make their ruling. Um, but I think for that, because it's really hard for me to believe, and even trying to twist my reality enough to get to the point where I can justify the claims that were made against Vic. Like, they just don't stack up. And, having the opportunity to talk to Vic too. I didn't talk to him much, but being able to talk to him, he comes across very genuine. There's no signs of real deception there. I'm not getting that. Either he's a fucking amazing at it and can slip under the radar for everything. Like, he's been able to get by for this long because of that. Or there's an agenda out there. I don't see it. I do not. I mean, kind of like I think you had said before, and correct me if I'm wrong, over the last, 15, 20 years of his career, has, he probably met with a lot of chicks, probably hooked up with them. Sure. Maybe, the way we look at things now are different than then. Sure. Has it crossed the line into being assault? I would be very doubtful. You know,
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah, and
you know, 'cause,
it's
go ahead.
weird because my understanding is actually um that at cons he doesn't do that and really didn't do that. Whereas lots of voice actors do and have.
Well, it's easy to exploit that. You have people who
Right.
are like, hyped up. I mean, if you weren't married, I'm sure you could hook up with people. There's a lot of guys at road rage.
Oh no, you better
with
stop right now. Wow.
with how late and gay you are. If there was no Lady Rackets in the picture, I think you would
wear
be
those short
okay.
shorts and we'd be good. Oh, you
Yeah, those short
son of a
shorts
bitch.
would.
I regret asking you every question ever.
I couldn't help it. You left a wide open hole there for me.
Yeah,
So,
no kidding. Gross.
but
Uh,
yeah, I mean, there's other voice actors obviously exploiting it, and if taking everyone on their word, and saying that he didn't really do that, maybe he did a little, but if he, because to me, Vic holds like a really high level of respect for his fans. That has come across clear. I've watched different videos of him at like the conventions where he does the talks and stuff, being interacting with him on stream. Uh, there is this sense of genuineness that comes off that I have not really seen in too many people. Like Vic really ranks up there as someone who comes across as he is. He's definitely a man with faults. No one is without faults. No one's perfect. No one will ever be perfect. He owns up to his shit. He does try to do. He has he uses his faith for trying to help change his ways, and even with all the accusations and shit, he owned up to some of. He's like, maybe I didn't do things. Maybe I did do something that made someone uncomfortable. Not saying I did all these other things, but maybe I didn't have the best understanding of my own behavior. He didn't like just flat out deny it. He said, "No,
Right.
I didn't obviously rape anyone, but maybe someone did feel uncomfortable." And I feel like shit for that, because that's the impression I got. He felt really, to me, it looked like he really was bothered by that.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't like that people could potentially have felt like that. He shows a sincere interest in his fans, in the fact that he could have hurt them unintentionally like that, even if it was minor. Again, for him it might have been minor, but for them they could have felt it was a bigger deal, even if it wasn't sexual, or maybe it was more uncomfortable and they have social issues or whatever. But he does care. Whereas, like, I look at some of these other voice actors and actresses, and there's contempt for their fans. They treat them like shit in ways. They don't care. Or, like you saw with Monica, like she would, with the Twitter shit that was going on, a while ago, she would just like say really weird shit to people. And Jamie would do that too.
Mm-hmm.
And, had Vic talked like they did and like was communicating with people that were on his Twitter, I don't think he would be doing it in any way close to the way Monica and Jamie and the others did. I would see him like saying, I'm sorry that I maybe came across to you, or thank you for suggesting this to me. Maybe I didn't recognize it. I would see him doing those kind of things and owning up to things and taking accountability to things, because that's what I get from him.
None
Like,
of
if he
that
sat in
is
front of me,
recommended actions with legal advice.
yes, this is the
Just to be clear about that.
psychological advice.
Yeah.
Don't do that if you're seeking legal advice or non-legal advice.
You can do that later.
Yeah, do that after your court cases are all done.
Oh,
but
man.
sorry,
No, that's okay.
giving psychological, but no, like like just seeing that, because they're almost polar opposites in ways. We have one person on this side who loves his fans to death, recognizes they're his paycheck, just kind of like you do. His fans put food on the table, your fans put food on the table. You don't really treat your fans like shit. Yeah, you might poke fun with them, you might have fun with them, but you don't really like do bad shit. And I've seen you, like, if you've upset someone,
I gotta start doing that. Damn it.
what, treating them like shit. Yeah. You gotta do like the whole high heel to the testicles kind of thing with your fans. And just treating them like horrible shit. But no, I've seen you, I think, on at least one occasion where you may have actually really upset someone, and you've tried to address it in some form or fashion.
Yeah, I'm usually
Like,
not trying to make someone actually mad about something.
no, you're doing the shit I do. It's funny shit. It's the kind of what the hell's the best way? Like the camaraderie type of shit, the community thing, where like the military, emergency services, where you fuck with each other, you joke around, and it's a sign of caring and engagement. Like, you're not being mean, and if you do actually do hurt someone's feelings or do push the bar too far, you have addressed it. And someone who cares about their fans, cares about the people in their community, they address the actual things if they do push it. Right, like right now we're fucking off about some asshole chess guy on the internet.
Well, I
I think
mean,
that's
after this speech, I think I have to give you money. Like, I think I owe you for like advertising.
I'll send you an invoice, I'll just send.
Yeah, what's your ad read rate? Nick Ricada
My
is the
ad
nicest
read rate?
person I've ever met. In fact, he's great. If he ever made
For-
anybody mad, he would apologize to them and make sure that they get a hand job on his behalf.
For 25 cents a day. You can. Well, no, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass. But like, I see the genuineness in people like you and other streamers too, like Viva and uh, a few other people I watch, like
Viva's a good
Uncivil. You
kid.
guys actually, Viva's cool. Uncivil's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Like everyone takes care of their own that actually really give a shit about what they're doing. Whereas you have people on the other side, just absolutely horrible shit. Like even if they don't recognize it, and when you try to be nice, like I had tried to be nice on, I think like 5 Twitter accounts ago. Uh, I'm not even joking.
You got to stop
And
getting banned. The My Pillow guy got his whole company banned. Did you see that?
I thought I heard. I know he had gotten banned. I didn't know the company had gotten banned off Twitter.
Yeah, he
That's
made it.
crazy.
He used it to make a personal comment. And boof,
Ooh.
one tweet done.
It's so scary seeing this. Like it's really bothering, kind of from a psychological standpoint of the shit that's kind of gone down in the last month.
Yeah.
Watching the fallout from the election, watching how people have been dealing with it, and specifically watching some of the shit that's happened in the last few days. Not only with like GameStop, but like in the stock drama shit, but watching how the media is like dealing with this post-Trump era. Like Biden's now president. We don't have this thing. There's a fucking news article or something I saw about trying to, you have all these Trump people in this reality, and it's not real, and like this is what's actually going on, and they're like literally saying they're, Trump people who are delusional and shit, and totally going the opposite of, well, we want to bring everybody in the fold. We want to, bridge the gaps. Like, no, you're pushing people further away. They're trying to turn Trump derangement syndrome into people who support Trump now. They're flipping it. There's so much psychological manipulation. It's scary to watch.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Where everything is. Well, right now people are suggesting that there's someone in the chat who's a literal bot, just spamming like a series of posts in a particular way, and I don't know if they're a bot or not, but it's pretty interesting to think that we wouldn't know. Like you'd have no way to know if that was a bot, because they're sophisticated enough to run an algorithm that can do these things, and that's what big tech is right now, and that's the creepy thing is, think if Twitter deployed an actual like set of bots to prop up Joe Biden's Twitter account, right? Like they could in theory do this.
Oh, very much easily.
Yeah. And to have, millions and millions of followers suddenly hit Joe Biden's account and then all start posting positive things under every release that he does. That's coming, I think. If it's not Twitter, a political action committee could do it. All sorts of things. Maybe I'll do it.
I mean, that would be interesting. It is weird. It's I'm trying, like, and so someone in the chat, I think it's Joscopy, said I sound like I'm on weed or tranquilizers. I actually don't have either of those. While I am on a shitload of other drugs, all prescribed, I am not on those. If I'm talking slow, I'm talking in like these long sentences. I'm not like trying to drone on. I'm trying to like connect a lot of things at once, because a lot of things are at play. I'm trying to like sometimes juggle like going through my DSM or looking at some other things that are related so I can put some pieces together. I'm doing it all on the fly. So it's not like I'm recording it or whatever. So I'm trying to engage with Nick and talk in chat. And so
Your DSM. I think people are just giving you shit because you said no one did. So take that.
oh, well, thank you. I'm really enjoying it. Keep going.
All right, let me start reading these chats that came in
it.
earlier in the show, and then we'll probably wrap up before too terribly long and do. I got to go over to Twitch and do some Skyrim playing tonight, so that'll be fun. Annex 113 says, "Why didn't anyone tell me the T-Man had a YouTube channel? I never thought I'd see an anime YouTuber I didn't hate." Oh yeah. Yeah, the Dragon's Treasure has a YouTube channel. Tess Not on Holiday says, Pickle can run. No, this is the first time I'm hearing of this. Also, this might be too late by the time Nick reads this, but can somebody give me my producer role back now that my payment went through? Test not on holiday. Yeah, you got to DM I am Soder, or DM me. I'll figure it out. Night of Hope X says, you sound like someone who just lost a winning lottery ticket and missed dinner. That and the way you phrase and verse your sentences makes them sound passively Socratic in a way which someone who is emotionally drained sounds talking to their spouse. I don't know if he's talking to me or you.
What was it again? One more time. I was reading something when you were saying that.
He says you sound like someone this is from 2 hours ago. You sound like someone who just lost a winning lottery ticket and missed dinner. That and the way you phrase and verse your sentences makes them sound passively Socratic in the way in which someone who is emotionally drained sounds talking to their spouse. So I don't know if that's me or you.
That's probably me, because I don't think that would come across as you. Well, and like I said earlier, today was a bit of a trying day at work. I had some kind of difficulties with some of my clients. So having all that, not that I didn't want to come on, I did want to come on. It's just sometimes that shit does add up, having to go and do that all the time. I try my best to de-stress from it.
What's your YouTube channel again?
Right now it's Ken Jennings KF, but it's going to probably change.
Like you're going to open a new channel, or you're going to change the name of it?
I'll rename it, so it'll still be the same channel. But it's Ken Jennings KF is one word.
Okay, I meant to put the link in the description, but I forgot.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I know I have one video right now. I've been trying to get more out. God, there's just been so much shit going on recently.
That's how it goes. Okay, I'm gonna add your. Oh yeah, I still have the placeholder for it too. Link to Ken. Here you go. So there you guys go. If you want to go check out Ken's channel, I saw some people asking about it in the chat. That reminded me I needed to get the description up there. Okay. Anthony James sent a couple in a row here. He says, last night during the Life Force watch party, I called the music composer Henry Mancini a hack for stealing the equalizer from Sam Spence. Turns out it's the other way around. So I apologize to the ghost of Henry Mancini for calling you a hack. He says, also, I probably went too far in saying Mancini gets pegged by his wife's boyfriend. I apologize for that too. Also,
wow.
Henry Mancini's middle name is not, in fact, Robbie. I apologize again, Henry. Oh, that's great.
Wow.
Night of Hope says, Nick doesn't know jack diddly dick about audio. You're wasting your breath, Ken. Ron Toye says, Ray, I'm going to set you up on a date with my personal fucking fiance. What we will assume happens in that hotel room will forever be blasted on Twitter, and you'll be canceled from all your chess conventions. 17-0. Test not on holiday says, Instagram does timestamp every message. You can click on the chat log and pull it to the left to see when every message was posted. Well, probably if I was on my phone. I don't know if you can do that with a computer. It doesn't matter. Matches Burn says, I can get rid of this guy real easy, Nick. Gordon Roy Parker is a hacker that has information that would lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton. No! Don't do that.
Don't.
Gordon is
There's
too
no
precious.
information. There's no information that leads to the arrest of Hillary Clinton. I kind of looked into that already.
You looked into that, huh?
Yeah, I found nothing. I found not a single thing.
You'll be speaking to my barrel. A Night of Hope says,
Oh, shit.
Don't bring up reach-arounds. Ron is still trying to recover from all the beating off from the last two streams. Monica's steely, uneven bronze horse dong causes him horrible bruising. But hey, if you aren't born with your own, you gotta beat what you get. Bad Dragonite says, since you're mentioning CPS, have you guys heard of the case of Bobby Shafran, Eddie Galland, and David Kellman? They were identical triplets separated at birth for the sake of scientific study about nature versus nurture. Mr. Ballin has a great vid on it. No, I haven't heard about that. So
I think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I know that there was a lot of studies done on that topic. I don't remember, at least from school or anything, about that specific study. But having them split up, and because if you're not familiar with chat, identical twins or identical siblings are one way we use to study different things not only in medical but psychological, because you're working from what is effectively the same starting place. It's like you have the same set of genes, and so you can do things to A and you can do things to B, and see how they'll come out. Because it's the closest we can get to having controls, really,
Yeah,
and
but
being.
I don't think, I mean, I'm not aware of them ever intentionally separating kids at birth to do a psychological study. Usually they would pick kids who are separated due to other means, right?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. We did some pretty fucked up shit in the last 50 to 70 years of uh, psychological studies. I mean, the Milgram experiment's a big one. Making people think they actually killed someone.
Yeah, but that
Is
guy
part of.
deserved it. He didn't answer the fucking question.
I know he was getting this shit wrong, uh, but like, and they didn't have what we have in place now. Like, you couldn't do that same experiment now.
Right.
Like, you would have to, like, now you would like debrief them and you would set shit in place. There would be, like, you have to go through institutional review boards for anything involving human participation. Even surveys and questionnaires still require it's an exempt review, so it's not as in depth, but they still have to review it. So they take that shit real serious nowadays. So you could not replicate that. So if they did do this, it probably gave some interesting insight. Was it moral and ethical? Probably not.
Yeah, okay. Where were we? Darth Vader says, "Yo, the court case with Padme is tough. I submitted to the court a videotape Yoda gave me of him tapping that ass. Yoda whipped out 12 inches of Jedi penis. She grabbed it and made the lightsaber sounds with hollow mace, making it rain with Republic credits." Okay. Yoda says, "Consulted with the Jedi Council I did. Paternity allegations made against me, false they are. Tapping it though I was. Pulled out early I did. Time frame of event match they do not. During alleged event, Twi'lek slave girls and blow we did partake." Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Tommy the Panda has joined the channel. So has Darwin Smith and Richard Lothar. Thank you guys for joining. Welcome. Twilight Dragon 3 says Shane, Ron, Greer, Melinda, and Ray have joined the Legion of Spurg. Alois Dawdle says, "Have you heard of the Martina Markota lawsuit over Lady Alchemy?" Yes, I heard about it back when it happened. I wasn't super interested in covering it, but I talked to Martina today. I may be covering it. I got to read through the documents. We'll see. Automata says the Polish pickle run is also a racket sex move. That's true. Bad Dragonite says, "Had to miss the last few episodes because AT&T hates us all. What spurgery did I miss? Also, lol, Ken Jennings with a steam-powered audio engine."
Yeah, it takes a lot to get this shit going, but hopefully the new investment will help with that. It's been a lot smoother after the initial fuck up. For some reason, your audio for me keeps popping every like 20 minutes or so. It starts getting crackly. And I
Good.
just restart my audio engine. But other than that, outside of the initial setup, I haven't had any issues.
You know, I don't use an audio engine.
Well, listen here, Mr. I'm simpleton, and I don't need to do fancy shit for my streams. I got to. I've got one fucking stream. I gotta do all this setup to make sure it goes right. It never fucking goes right. I can't even go on an interview without shit going wrong.
Yeah. Alois Dawdle says, "You didn't read my previous super chat." Alois, if you're not familiar, I do the $20 ones right away, and then I tend to get to the rest of them later. Basement Troll Production says, "The escape mental patient is in the chat. Maybe you should bring Ray on. Might be good for some laughs." Ray, I invited him on yesterday. I don't think he was actually in the chat today. There are some impersonators. Well, of course, he could have been that Gina chick or whatever. Timothy Reaper says, "Don't end it here. Go for the Disney sequels." No. I think any more sequels might end up being Disney. I'm not going to cover any more Ray stuff unless ridiculous stuff happens. F name I name or F name L name says, "Nick, ask Ken if your inner goddess is leading Ray on, and Ron and Vic and Biden, all of them, and the chat."
I don't know. Maybe I still don't understand the draw or affinity that certain people have for me. like Ron. Uh, I, I know with Ron it was so damaging to be called out for his shit. That to me was like the biggest part of it, was saying, "Hey, you probably are this," and just fuck no, I cannot be that. You're going to be ruined.
Yeah.
So
I don't think you've actually gotten over what you think you got over. What? No, I'm perfect. Basement Troll Production says, I'm dumb. Half read the name. That's a fake. On a different note, if he's doing this on behalf of ED, then can your show be sponsored by Viagra now? I wish. That'd be hilarious. I would take a Viagra sponsorship all day. Automata says, I am here and sending you a super chat because of that likeness of Ray Gordon that you presented on stream, so that you have sufficiently profited from it. Son of a bitch. Tina says, Nick likes D. Okay. Fox McCloud says, he seems to think he can sue you for saying he sucks at chess. By that logic, does that mean you can sue me if I say you're an awful lawyer? You're already sued. I sued you before even reading that. Bad Vibe says, a paralegal, aren't they just partially trash? It's when they become lawyers when they become complete trash. Yes. Ragnarok Ulfbert says, Nick, turn your vibrator off on stream, man. This isn't OnlyFans yet. Yeah, I'll get one of those.
wow.
I'll get one of those love ends things, and every time I get a super chat, it'll be zzz, ooh.
Listen, you can do that, and it's actually not hard to set up. So I'm told. So and also I'm told the Levens Domi is a very good wand toy. It is extremely powerful.
Very powerful.
I'm told that by someone, maybe. I've heard.
Nova Zero says, this is self-satisfying. Like, slam poetry is kind of gay. This is that gay. Ken, would slam poetry be good for this guy? For Ray.
I don't know, because he can't really put together a true thought that makes sense. So, like, I can listen to slam poetry and they're like making sense and getting all into it. Shit, not that I like it, but at least it's reasonable. For him, I think everyone would walk out of there and go, "What the fuck was in the drinks?" and have no idea what's going on.
Penultimate says, Nick, your chess rating is now officially 1,700. Oh no. A Fuzzy Creature says, soap money for the laundry. Thank you. Andrew Wilhelm says, Terminator voice, I'm looking for Sarah Racket's Kana. Austin Heartless says, Ray once beat a Rock at chess. The Rock had him in check twice without ever making a move. Emmy Japandico says, I only said stick to chess when he called you poop. I never responded to the DMs. Oh, okay. So that's Emmy Japandico is the person who he was sending those DMs to. Thank you for chiming up there. Jason Williams says, I type at 69 words per minute. My mother said it was nice. Aww. Cyril Fox, he says, maybe Gina is his late mother and he role plays as her because he has mother issues. Snuggle Struggle says, Ray is a casebook narcissist. He suffers from delusions of grandeur instead of living in reality. Ray is a leech on society, not important in any way. This is his outlet to vent his internal hypocrisy. Oh, what do you think of that assessment?
So that he's venting his internal hypocrisy?
And that he's a casebook narcissist with delusions of grandeur.
Ooh. That's a good question. I actually have my DSM up now. Let me look over it real quick.
Okay, I'll read some more while you do. Brady Burleson says, Allahu Akbar. Wolfgang Deo says, if you don't like me, block me. No, I'm going to keep your messages available to keep you away and sue you if you do more than DM. You block me. Angry Baneling says, I DM'd you a profile pic for your profile pic list channel, Nick. Thank you. But I've got my artist working on it. Twilight Dragon 3 says, I DM'd you the picture of Greer's new look. Enjoy. What are you guys just DMing me? Stuff that I hate?
Apparently. Real quick, I did look over real quick because both narcissistic personality disorder and paranoid personality disorder are like right next to each other in the DSM. And I would probably lean that he has both narcissistic and paranoid personality disorders. Again, this is not a diagnosis. See a therapist for an actual diagnosis.
It is a diagnosis.
Yeah, it is.
Oh God, this is Russell Greer right here. Second. Oh, I closed that window. I'll do this. It's not working. Okay.
What are you trying to do here?
I'm trying to pull up this picture of Russell Greer. Open image, new tab. Where'd it go? Here we go. So we can show the stream. Here, I'll show you.
Oh,
first.
and the thing. Let me open it back up.
Yeah. Here's Russell's new look.
Is he playing what I think he's playing?
A guitar.
I know.
Look, I'm with it, man. Russell can rock that guitar all day.
Holy shit, he looks so beat, like outside of the nerve paralysis. He looks like worn down. Like he's got like this look of defeat almost in his face.
I can't
You can tell by the pixels.
I can't tell if the jacket is actually shiny or if it's just like such a crappy resolution photo.
I think it's shiny because there's a lot of light coming in from the left.
Yeah.
And you can see the shadow on the right too.
Man,
best guess.
I had like a toy guitar as a kid that looked kind of like that. I wish I could play one.
I suck at playing instruments, so.
Me too. Okay. Let's see. Kidda says, RE political bots propping up Biden. Look up dead internet theory. 4chan already proved it's happening and has receipts. Someone on Farms proved they were doing it to Trump with anti-Trump bots. Blaine20 says, if it doesn't work out with Monica, we should hook Ron up with Lady Dimitrescu. Dimitrescu? I don't know who that is.
Not sure who that is.
Brian Hack says, hey, what is wrong with being a hack? So offended. Oh, you hush your mouth, you hack. Blaine20 says, if you haven't seen Anna, Star Wars girl, wants help getting into 40K. Well, I could probably help her with that. Snuggle. Welcome to lawyer status. Wolfgang Deo says, has anyone noticed that Rona cases went down dramatically since January 20th when the WHO redefined diagnosis to a second positive test? Wow. Weird how that works. Bad Vibe says,
wait, what did they do? They
redefined diagnosis to having a second positive corona test instead of the first one.
Oh, God. That's funny. It's like the PCR test changed like right after the new president sworn in. Like, oh, you need to change the sensitivity because it's been too sensitive. Oh, I wonder if that's had anything to fucking do with the amount of diagnoses we had.
Oh, the Lady Dimitrescu is the chick from Resident Evil 8, the tall, like the 9-foot tall vampire zombie. And
okay.
I don't know if you saw, but I don't know if this is a real headline or not. Oh, this isn't what I want. I don't know if this is a real headline or not, but allegedly there will be pegging in Resident Evil 8.
That's what everyone needs that in their Resident Evil things.
We'll see. Okay, next is Bad Vibe says, Nick, why are so few blondes typists? Because the rest are hunting peckers. Oh, come on. Superstitious Oblivious B says, Dr. Jennings, what are your thoughts on Nick's Skyrim character, Ranger Spencer?
God damn it. My real answer or my fucking with everyone answer?
Yes.
Because there's a couple. Okay. Real answer, it's funny, and it's a way for Nick to have an interesting outlet for certain things he's not really allowed to do on stream because he'd be demonetized in an instant. And so it's a pass-through effectively for basically the weird shit that it is. My tinfoil hat part. Yeah. My tinfoil hat thing is it's Nick acting out the shit he can't do in real life.
Dark elves deserve to be gone.
Oh, shit.
Look, they come out of the Underdark. They need to go back there. We don't need a wall.
Really quick.
We don't need a wall. We need a hole to throw them in.
There you go.
Okay. Well, man, I think that's what I got for the night. I figured this would be kind of a short stream because he didn't send too many messages. Tomorrow is going to be a normal type show. Oh, and by the way, guys, on Friday at 6 p.m. Central Time, we're going to have a special edition stream. Ty will be swearing in Lacey. If you guys don't remember, Lacey is one of the Amazons, and she is now a fully licensed attorney. And so I think we're going to live stream their swearing in ceremony, and then maybe have a little interview with Lacey. So it's been a while since we've gotten to talk to her. So that'll be just a fun thing in the evening. Probably not a super long stream or anything. It's just a little ceremonial thing that they do. And it'd be fun to catch up with Lacey and see how she's doing. So we'll be doing that. But other than that, regular shows throughout the week. There may be some guests these last couple days. I have to see. I've been waiting to hear back from one specific guest to see if they want a particular time this week, but we'll see.
I do have a couple of things before we finish up. We're about to finish up. One, chat hasn't shut the fuck up about it for like the last 10 minutes. But apparently you haven't asked me the Fuda question yet.
No one asked it.
Yeah. Well, no one asked it.
It's not my fault.
So I don't know if you're going to require a super chat for that one, or
it's not my question. That's the chat's question. So
chat. If we need at least a super chat for that one.
That's their degeneracy. I'm a good boy.
And then I would like to say to Joey Bidenson in the chat, who said I'm a shit psychologist. I never said I was a psychologist. A master's level counselor. He said I am a shit one because I haven't talked once about Nick wanting to fuck his mom. So those are conversations we have off air because they get a little bit erotic, but that doesn't happen that often. But you know what I mean.
Okay. So. Superstitious Oblivious B and Magnus Borson both sent balls or no balls. Actually, Oblivious B sent balls or no balls, a statement. And Magnus Borson sent balls or no balls, ?
I mean, balls or no balls with what? I mean, it's very non-specific.
Okay, you know what it is. It's the Fuda question. Do you prefer your futanari?
I'm fucking trying to grip for you, damn it. Give me some credit.
I know what you're trying to do. I get it.
I'm trying to help you here. I guess
balls or no
both.
Balls? On both?
I guess both, because it depends on the situation. If you're trying
you can't have both balls and no balls. That doesn't make sense.
If you have two Fudas, you can't. You got to plan ahead. Double down. And double team. So, fuck. That's a hard one. I think no balls looks slicker, but I think balls gives you the more realistic look. So, it's kind of a toss-up for me. I'm not really sure. If someone has any futas I could engage with to get a real-life understanding of this, then send me some DMs and pics.
What?
Just saying. Well, okay. I need to see some futas or talk to or some real life so I can actually have a valid measurement of the difference between a balls versus no balls futa. Because right now it's in such a hypothetical. It's really hard to say.
AGK says Polish pickle, onion sack or no onion sack?
What the fuck?
Onion sack, always. Wolfgang Deo says, here, ask whatever it was you wanted the chat to ask you through this. Is it wrong to blow a man that is in an NES cartridge costume?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I'll argue with you on that one. Listen, we all know you have to blow on that shit at least 2 or 3 times before it will work.
You need to stop.
And before you get to have the enjoyment that is the thing inside the cartridge.
You need to stop.
I can't help myself.
This is terrible. Mr. Caseman 47 just says Fuda ? No. And then Mario Carter 13 says Kiwi Futas Ken Jennings.
That's one of my alter egos.
Bad Dragonite says, sent you both the ballin video and timestamp for later if you're interested. Also, balls or no balls. Thank you, Bad Dragonite. I'll look into them. Also, always balls. Okay. Was there anything else, or was that it?
Also, when are we ever going to do counseling?
I don't know.
You're
But
killing
like,
me.
I had time, and then my time got messed up, but I think it's leveling back out. So I'll let you know really soon.
Yeah, let me know. I'll do what I can to make it work with my schedule too. And also, I want to bitch about one thing is changing from live chat Wednesday to live chat Thursday may have a mutiny involved with it because my whole fucking schedule's planned around not being at work on Wednesday. And it's fucking ruined now, and it is really impossible for me to change my fucking schedule now. So thank you.
Okay, I can consider going back to Wednesday. I just have to work things out on my end.
I might just need to. Well, if we weren't late and gay, I could block out an hour or two of my day to not have clients, so I could be there. And my boss questioning why I'm laughing like an autist in my office, and saying and coming in and hearing me say weird shit out of context. I could probably get away with that. But if we're late and gay and shit, that's kind of making it hard for me.
I'm sure what'll happen is since I've scheduled it on Thursday, my Thursdays will get loaded up with stuff.
Thursdays are gonna get fucked now.
Yeah, and that's not even a joke. It's already started. This is how my life goes. Okay, no one important says, in hentai land, is it gay to have smex with a man who is 100% biologically a girl?
I'm not sure how to answer that question.
In hentai land, no. Stooge Muffin Stuffin says no balls is 20% less gay. Wrong. Blaine 20 says, am I the only one who always had to push the NAS cartridge down while scraping it against the machine's contacts to get it to work? Nope, we've all done that. We've all been there. And Krusty says, I keep breaking the wheels on my PC chair. What do I do? Get some off-road tires put on it. So.
Yeah, that's oof. Yeah, that would probably help. Get some nice big ones like Jeep tires and shit.
Degenerate says, in the event of a person with primary sexual characteristics of both sexes becoming your lover, would you prefer that theoretical person to have the full set of primary sexual characteristics of both sexes or merely a partial or cosmetic set? Full set. Full set.
Full set of both?
Look, if I'm going to that, if we're going into that relationship, I don't want half measures. I want the full commitment.
I mean, that's one way to word it. But no, I think I'd agree with that because then you can kind of pick and choose which day you want, or your partner can. You know, if you're feeling more submissive or you're feeling more dominant, you can take to the advantage of that what it is, depending on your mood. So.
I hate this conversation a lot.
Listen, I'm comfortable with my sexuality, and I'm sorry that you're pent up about it. It just makes you uncomfortable. Whereas I'm sitting here with chat, and we're having a good time, and I almost said something wrong, but we're having a good time, and we're having fun. And Nick's like, "This is uncomfortable."
Oh, no one
You're
important.
Like the guy
no one important. The hentai question was magically transformed into a girl.
Okay, so if a guy was magically transformed into a girl and they're now 100% biologically a girl, is it gay?
Yes.
I think is what the question is. Is it so you're saying it is gay?
Yep.
How is it gay? Their genes are 100% female.
Because it was a dude.
They have how can you tell? Unless you had prior knowledge. You can do any test and anything in the world and there's no proof that they are a female outside of being there before the transformation.
You have prior knowledge.
So the prior knowledge is what kills it.
You can smell it on them.
Where the fuck are you smelling this on? I don't know if I want to ask that question.
You would know. You just like the smell, so you don't notice.
No, dude. No. Listen, do not pigeonhole me into certain shit. I have my own things. Do not put no. I'm taking offense to that.
F name L name says, are trans fats fats? What about hydrogenated anime, sugar or corn syrup? In order, trans fats are fats, yes. Hydrogenated anime is terrible and disgusting. Also, always sugar.
Yes, sugar is best, and Mexican Coke is best.
I agree. We can, on that note, we can agree, and we should wrap up the show. All right,
There we go.
guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, Ken Jennings, for coming on and assisting me through this nightmare that I'm living, my own personal hell of Ray Gordon messaging.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here, and thank you, chat, for almost getting me to 100 subscribers in the last, I don't know how long it's been since you put the link in chat. So thank you.
Yeah, just put out videos and maybe more people would subscribe. That guy Mitch, yes,
That
I'll be on Twitch right after this. So come over and hang out some more. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me and Ken, and we will talk to you soon. Have a good day. Peace. Peace.
Peace.
Damn it. CJ says that's now the reverse of the wisdom in Kindergarten Cop. Girls have a penis and boys have a vagina. Stop it. Peace. Peace.